Make them do a silly token. Looking better. Alright, if you're not talking, mute yourself, please. Thank you.
Alright, hold on.
Same with phones. Come on, guys. Otherwise I'll just mute all of you. Okay, welcome to the August dev stream for Team Risu. This is the 4.8 alpha. We're going to walk through some bits and pieces. Quite a lot to go through today. And I will work on going through bits. So far, though, we can have Lyridon show you some of the new stuff that we've been working on over the last month and a half.
Yeah, we've been refurbishing an entire game mode right now. Do you remember a game called ParaParaParadise? It was made by Konami at the height of the Para/Eurobeat dance craze of the early 2000s. However, we're kinda keeping it alive now.
Cool.
Cool indeed. So yeah, first thing we have a new default ParaPara note skin, based on the design of the default note skin. And we also have timing settings and rules set up to actually match how the game works, as you're about to see. But we got the note flashes and all that, just like the normal game. But notice how I was actually holding the note as it came through. You don't actually have to tap at the start of hold hits in this mode.
So this part of the game has basically been worked on to replicate the DDR timings a little bit more. Arctic, can you mute yourself? And so we've mirrored the PlayStation 2 and the first fix timings thanks to work with Jose and other parts of working together with the Para team for Parastar. So the actual idea of this game is you actually move with your arms. It's not actually a foot-based game. So a lot of people like holding notes and things like that, but it's actually done with you just moving your arms over a sensor. So this game doesn't really have like judgments and accuracies and things like that as per Stepmania or Dance or Beat or any of those. So the issue was with the previous version before we spent the time on it. It was a case of they were really, really, really tough, and it wasn't really fair on the players. So we have adjusted the timing to match the PlayStation 2 era, and hopefully you guys can now play it as well. So yeah, that's that aspect. Carry on, Lero.
Mm-hmm. And that's the only dedicated para chart I really have, but you might have also noticed some other things going on in the options menu that are not specific to para mode. One thing you'll notice here, the judgment selector, we actually have a cycling preview now. So it actually shows you all of the labels in sequence so you can see exactly what you're getting yourself into. And not just showing the top judgment. Well, yeah, I don't think this is an actual para chart, but if anyone else would like to add things, you can, while I continue playing around here.
Yeah,
Jose,
sure. I
yes,
might
go ahead, Jose.
explain about all the stuff that have been going on for the development of this one. So as Squirrel has mentioned, the timings for this mode has been more reflective to the first mix of games, which were released back in around 2000, I will believe it was around there. So in the timings of that game, it only features three types of judgments, which are greats, goods, and the bats and misses. Notice though that the bats and misses are actually the same exact judgment, which are essentially misses. So in the terms of para modes, there isn't exactly a predefined timing. So for this specific mode that we made for OutFox, the timings are a bit open in order to compensate for your arm movements, since this is a sensor-based game based on choreography. So, for example, the Fantastic Judgment, which is the greats, is 80 milliseconds. The ones for goods are 180 milliseconds, and everything before that is going to be essentially will still be not accounted for until they get closer to that. That's also another thing that Lero demonstrated. You can now keep a button hole in it, or it'll actually automatically register, just like in the actual games. This also applies to regular notes as well, as it was a thing that was also featured on the original game, not just holds. It does automatic typing, and it automatically registers the note as soon as it reaches the center of the receptor, as you can see. Which, sure, you can, like he's doing right now.
Just cheese the whole game.
You can do that, but it's not really the point of it. The point of it is like you dance, essentially. But if you want to wait, if you want to be a lazy person, then just do that. But still, it's not really the point of it. The point of it is like actually do a choreography. So that's pretty much for the Paramons. If anyone wants to add into it.
Well, we also had to fix the driver issue on Windows for ParaParaParadise as well. So that was a big issue. Windows is slowly removing direct input support to the Win32 API. It won't affect most of you, but the people obviously that play on 5.1 and 5.0, you will notice a lot more glitches and a lot more problems with your input as time goes on, because Microsoft are basically removing direct input outright. 5.1 will last a bit longer because it has the beginnings of X input in there, but anything that's based off 5.0 unfortunately is going to get a bit more glitchy over time. And Jubo, we're going to be open sourcing some custom ParaPara controllers, so if you can't find any of the original Konami ones, you'll be able to make your own using an Arduino with some hallway and PIR sensors.
Yeah, I saw somebody on the Stamina Nation server had actually made their own controller using time-of-flight sensors, too.
Yes, well, we're going to use that with my design, so we're going to expand it into one much more accurate sensor. Other than that, yeah, this has been sort of requested by the ParaPara community, and yeah, it's gone well. It's just been a bit of time to get stuff ready, and otherwise it's been all right. It's just been a thing to making sure what people are after. So we in our community on our Discord, we did ask about, you know, what things were missing from certain modes and what modes do you need updating and things like that. So we've sort of made it as sort of like an open-ended feature suggestion spreadsheet, so people can sort of send in their ideas on what things dance are missing, what things pump's missing, etc., etc., and then we can add that to our to-do list moving forward. So it's getting there. It's a lot of work, but it's getting there. So yeah, you can show off some more bits now if you want.
I'm just back into normal gameplay here. And yes, timing windows ParaParaParadise is intact there. In case you really truly want to play with those kind of loose timings in normal play.
Yeah, if it's an actual also separate little timing, so if you want to play with those timings as well, you can go ahead and do that.
Just don't go around saying that you quadded insert sunny footer here, but you played it on ParaParaParadise mode.
Well, we're probably going to have to disqualify if people are using para timings on dance anyway. So.
But yeah, I already mentioned the Judgment font preview here. The whole option row is a little shinier. And the note skin row is also a little shinier too.
Before we start playing, Lero, go back out into input options. Let's quickly go over that while we're... so go back, go to options, and input.
Input and calibration, yep.
Yeah. And plug in your whatever controller it is and test input.
Okay.
Just test input.
And no, I was just plugging my controller in first.
I know, but just go to the test input. It doesn't matter when you plug it in, just go to your test input screen. You don't need to worry about settings.
Okay, I gotta turn this.
Okay, so you're in X input mode at the moment. So as you can see, there's a few changes to our input system this month. Myself and Jiaosui had to rewrite the input system again to enable the legacy support. So there'll be a new options menu in the Dragon's experimental folder, which will be use legacy input mapping. So if you can't be bothered to use the X inputs, which, you know, we would prefer you that you do, but it doesn't matter if you don't, you can enable the old legacy input, which is the joy stuff. So rather than seeing, you'll know which mode you're in, because if you have axis information like this, or press X and Y and all that sort of stuff, Lero. Yeah, so if you see button X, button Y, button A, button B, and all the triggers and things like that, you're in X input mode. But if you see just button 1 to whatever, you are in legacy mode, which means your pads prior to 2012 will now work again. So you don't have to try and faff around with doing the X input modes for older controllers. We've also fixed the up and left being missed on axes, so that's been fixed as well. We've also fixed, what else? There's loads of other stuff. We've also fixed the mostly para stuff, Shrimpo. Yeah, we've also fixed the indexing. So those of you that obviously have a pad that's got a dodgy connection and the X input address would keep going up, it resets back to the address it was on before. And this also allows you to have 2 para controllers on as well for the first time. Para mode also has 2-player for the first time as well.
Another small fixes that have been happening on the input specific side. The test input now actually allows you to press your back button now to exit your input screen, because for some reason, while the help menu says that you can do back or enter, back wasn't actually allowed for whatever reason, so we added that back in. And there's also the fact that Another suggestion that we received a lot of times was the input map. Well, not the input map, but the key configuration screen. So when you want to set up a button to a specific input, you will usually get a warning telling you that you should not put these keys or whatever. And what people mainly thought about it was it was super annoying because it was super long and people didn't want to spend a whole 10 seconds just looking at that screen. So now, while the warning screen still shows, you can now actually just press the enter key to skip it automatically
Mm-hmm.
at any point in time, and you don't have to worry about accidental inputs because now when you're in that warning screen, actually the input will be eaten until it goes away, so you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we also fixed the way analog sensors are picked up as well. So a lot of stuff were basically done in that manner.
Yeah, I can see that the triggers and sticks have analog pressures on test
Yes.
input. Yep.
So that's how you know you're on X input. If you're on legacy, you will not have these values. They will just be trigger up or trigger down. That's it. Because remember, it's the legacy era. So we've basically just taken the time to revamp stuff. We weren't going to have this in 4.8, but due to the fact that it had broken ParaPara mode, the ParaPara natural controller works again now. So you don't need to faff around with installing crazy fucking things like Joy to Key or any other hacky program, so you don't lose any lag. And thanks for following, Go Fisk. That's cool. So yeah, it's a case of a lot of the bugs for this month were basically from our community. Most of the fixes that you see in the game this time were mostly spotted by community, and I'll do a list of stuff what we've fixed in a moment. But yeah, as you were aware, 5.0 is going to be pushed back a little way. I know obviously everyone wants 5.0 now, but tough. You got to wait for it. We're just adding way too much stuff, and we've got to test a load of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have a little bit of talk from Jose at the end and Liro about what they're working on for 5.0 in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, yeah, it's I'll go through what we fixed for 4.8. Well, Liro, you can play some songs if you want, bud.
Okay, I was about to go back in anyway, so.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do the boring thing. This is what we've fixed and worked on. So, all right. So, Liro, can you show the loading screen actually?
Okay, hold on.
So the first thing we've done is we've got a new loading screen now. So those of you that are on Linux and Mac won't have weird crap loading up anymore with the loading screen. So
Thank you for following Apple Arcade.
So we now have to. This is also going to be completely themable, and so your theme, or if you add any forks of a theme or anything like that, you'll be able to add your own splashes, and eventually you'll be able to add your own options and bits and pieces you want to do for your, add a like button or things like that. So that's that part. Yeah, we've got to just wait for Liro to load it up.
No, you can see it now.
Yeah, so this is the new loading window. It doesn't obviously show up long. The other factor is as well is the game no longer crashes if there's a bad song in your folder. So rather than it just crashing and going, and you trying to identify where the bad song is, it will actually tell you this song failed to load. Check to see if it's corrupted or not. And that's a factor of the new loading window system. So always check your info.txt in your save folder. Okay, Liro, can you show them where that is in the save folder?
Okay.
Just pop out of that a second.
Well, I guess I don't have one because, I guess I don't have any bad songs.
Well, no, info.txt should always load. It just gives you your info, doesn't it? But anyways, I'll carry on. UTF-8...
Oh wait, info.txt. Here we are.
Yeah, info.txt, the same thing I said about 45 seconds ago.
No, I was looking in the save folder for some reason.
It's a log.
Oh yeah, logs. Yeah, sorry.
Someone should just kill me.
Oh, here we are.
And me now.
Here's some. Yep, here's some right here.
Like, can you show the people on the stream?
No, they can see this. I'm still on display capture.
I can't see it. I just see the select modifiers screen.
Yeah, we're still showing the game window by the front.
Oh! What? Oh, guess you didn't see the splash either.
No, we did see the flash.
No, we saw the splash.
I guess I flipped back. I guess I flipped back too quickly. Sorry, but here it is.
Someone kill me.
There's
Dang.
always one little related screw up per stream. Here, there's your quota.
Yeah, so Liro actually does have some corrupted tracks in here.
I think it's Fumic Market.
So it normally is due to bad text, or it's written in a code that the game can't read. So rather than it saying, and it will tell you the error as well. So invalid argument in this case. Clearly, Fumic Market's running in a format that the game just can't read at the moment. So that's what that is. You can probably rename it and rename the SSC, and you can play the song. So it just gives you the option there, rather than crashing or derping out, it will now tell you in the info.txt. So when you go through and you check your next songs, when you load up 4.8, take a look in info.txt just to see if you've got anything in there. Okay. The loading window also supports custom font loading. So if you want to have some crazy customized fonts moving forward, you are more than welcome to change that whatever font you want. It's completely themable, so it's up to you. So let's go through to some of the bugs that we fixed in this build. All right, so the texture buffers inconsistencies in Rage Texture Manager, which were causing some people to have OpenGL out of memory errors, have been fixed. We fixed the resolution of some actor frame calls, which were causing some weirdness and edge case crashes on mod files. We've completely removed LibMAD and the MP3 driver. A few of you have been requesting this for some time, but LibMAD is gone. We've had it out for quite a while, but it was a case of we had to do a lot of testing to make sure it worked and to give you guys lag. One of the benefits of having LibMAD gone is your arrows are even smoother, so it's a bit of a bonus. We fixed a little bit of the actor handling. We fixed. There were some errors in the OpenGL pipe that we had to fix as well. We've added OEM 102 for those of you on foreign keyboards, and we're also going to start looking at adding keyboard mapping moving forward, because it's been a requested feature. We've done some more compiler options and math fixes. So there was a centering issue, primarily actually with Para for 2-player, where they overlapped each other. So that bug's been fixed. That was reported by the Para community. And sizes and zooming on 8-panel and 6-panel modes. Actually, Jose, you can talk about like hold judgments and stuff, can't you? You can talk about that bit, all the theme stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Talk about
More
that.
specifically, the whole judgment. It has initial support right now. Right now, we're still in the major transition to Alpha 5. So right now, it's a little bit of things that you can play with right now. For example, now the whole judgments. Since the beginning of Season 5, there have been always arrow actors, so it can be either a sprite or it can be an actor from anything. But now you can actually, the old way that you would actually do, for example, let's say you wanted to obtain a graphic and play it to a specific player, so both players would have different kinds of graphics. You would have to like manually obtain each player individually and grab its own children in order to obtain their data, and then append it and then parse that data over in order to obtain just a little bit of text. But now those whole judgments now have Lua threads on it, so now you can obtain the player variable within them, so you don't have to do all this crazy stuff. Just call the variable player, and now you can obtain the data right away in a single line. That's the one with the whole judgments. Next, I fixed also the judgment reset on the option parser for the judgment graphic, because as I was reported, actually funny enough, 4 days before the stream, there was a bug in the judgment picker that for some reason it actually resetted the graphic to be the very first on the list. So that one's also fixed now. It will default to the one that is in the currently selected graphic. For example, like that. The rate speed has been changed as well, because the rate technically has to be minimum 0.3, so that one has been fixed as well. And we re-added the song preview options again, which allows you to toggle the preview sounds for each song individually. So if you, for example, want to, let's say you want your preview audio to play from start to finish the song, you can use that with the continuous mode. You can have the menu music still show up by using screen music, or you can also use the other mode, which is toggle loop. And you can also now disable or turn off the loop if you wish to do that. So if you don't want the song to loop again once you finish the sample, you can now turn that off as well.
So we are applying some new theme features for Alpha 5 as well. One of them, I'm adding some selectable background options. Like you're not just going to be limited to the hexagons anymore. There's some new ones, and you can actually choose a solid background as well.
Yeah, so for those who want to change the rendering method again, you can go to the experimental menu, switch between OpenGL or GLAD.
Yeah, there's been a few things that we've fixed in preparation for the new pump mode, and also that we've fixed in preparation for the pop and music and BMS upgrades. Then escape not leaving the test input screen. Obviously that's back, not leaving the test input screen, as Jose said. That was reported by Moru, so thank you for that. Early dismissal of input warning, again, that was another one. Justin Love reported the seed generation on game and stages for the game actually weren't being generated correctly, which is quite funny. So we always had the same crap every time, so that's now been fixed. The game crash and extended course mode, issue 29, that was reported by Jubo, so that's now fixed as well. Fixing the FPS slowdown on some GPUs, issue 25, that was reported by Lightning Skunk, that's also fixed, this one. Note field overlaps on Center 1 player, issue 24, that was Silent Tempest or Nico Squared who reported that from the ParaPara community. And random note skins failing to activate. This is actually a possible rabbit hole later on, but we've, that was from, I guess, BibBusStacks. I guess that was how you pronounce it. We've also discovered that some of the mods are being a little bit overly clampy, so we'll be working over the next month to fix those, which were reported by PC Boy. For Windows specifically, we fixed the FFmpeg issue with some of the older collections of notes and sim files. We also fixed a couple of return paths that were missing. The deprecated loading window and the WinAPI callbacks from Windows XP are gone because we don't need them anymore. That doesn't mean we're not supporting XP anymore. We actually still do. Like, obviously, it's a custom. If you want to build us to build an XP build, you have to ask. Because it's like, we're not going to spend the time to develop it. So for Linux, this build actually forces EGL in the pipeline because it is actually faster in modern Linux. So we're not moving. You will still use GLX if that's all you have, but the game will try and force EGL, which will give you a boost of speed. We've also re-added the 10.16 macOS code because in Linux it gave massive stability increase and actual performance increases, even though it was actually for Linux, for Mac, but it actually benefited Linux, so we've kept it, but we put it back. We've removed GTK from the game because we don't need it, obviously, because we're not using the crappy GTK window from 2002. We've also removed the ancient calls from X11 and XRXR and the confviz dependencies because, again, we don't need them anymore, so we don't need a hack anymore. And we've added the upstream fix to use GLVND from MW Croning from upstream. That's from SN. For Mac OS X, Discord linking now works. Again, we've removed the deprecated loading window from Cocoa, and we've removed all the Darwin era stuff from 10.6. So our window and stuff like that now properly works on Mac OS X. And we fixed a couple of CMake folders. And for the Raspberry Pi ARM64, we fixed a couple of the FFmpeg issues, and we fixed the sound buffer sizes. So hopefully you shouldn't keep on getting spammed with broken pipes. And then obviously our translations that we get from Moru, Shrimpo and Sheepy for Brazilian, Moneko for Polish, Hanubeki for Japanese, and Jose for Spanish. There should be a couple more coming soon. And yeah, that's pretty much all we've done. There's obviously a lot more input stuff I need to add to the alpha build changelog, but yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what we've been working on in the last month alongside the 5.0 prep. If any of you guys, Jousway, you got anything to add? See if he's alive.
Nope, I'm just dying here in the heat.
Yeah, how far have you got on with your enums?
I'm getting there.
Fight me, Shrimpo. Alright, okay. Jose, do you want to have a discussion on what you're doing for... Should we ever look into the future for 5.0, or do you guys want to wait for that?
I think we should wait for that because we got some cool ideas we're working on.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Liro's making you all wait. So that's
Very much.
that.
Although if you heard me mention a few minutes ago, I did mention that we are having customizable menu background for 5.0.
Yeah, so that's basically just make
Like
it.
we're basically
it's all,
going beyond the hexagons. Finally, we were getting sick of them.
Well, I was getting sick of them.
Well, I was too, actually. To be honest,
Well, what's it
we have a new visual motif coming that you're gonna love. And if you don't like that, we have some other ones too.
Yeah, so it's a case of I've removed the eye, Shrimpo. All right, so the other things that are, so this month there's quite a few big issues that you're going to need to work out. So again, new input system. Okay, well we'll have to put it up on how to use it. If you want to sign up and do nightly beta testing and get the alpha tester role, you just need to ask me, Jouse, Kid, or Jose to join, and you can join and you can get some stuff. You can get the earlier builds, basically, which are quite cool. And also, what?
In case you actually want to see, here's a little preview of one of the new menu backgrounds. We kind of got a new circular option that actually looks pretty sharp, and also kind of harkens back. It's kind of a tribute to how things were in some of the early builds of SoundWaves, so kind of a modern throwback.
Okay.
Wait,
Completely made me lose my train of thought.
well, you were
That's
talking
killing.
about alpha testing and all that.
Yeah, so if you guys want to help out by doing some proper testing, there'll be some closed builds in between the alphas that we need to do just to check that a build's complete and things like that. You are more than welcome to sign up for that. Our patrons get access to them anyway, but I'm not saying you have to pay to get access to them. Donating time is also equally as important, so we do appreciate that. Moving forward, yeah, it was mostly getting ParaParaParadise ready, because the Para community are about to launch brand new themes and projects alongside. So it was about time that that was finished. And Para's not been touched since about 2011. So yeah, about time it got some love. And other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what you're going to get in 4.8. Brand new input system, some cool stuff. Yeah, and we'll open up the floor for questions and answers if you guys want to add some questions in the voice chat or put any in the voice context. And we'll go through some anything you guys want to know. Moment of silence while people are typing.
Yeah.
Great stuff, especially with the Paraworks, says Lightning Skunk. Thank you.
Seems
yeah.
Applocade wishes
Really
to
Yeah.
join the testing if they're accepting testers through Twitch chat.
We are. Well, obviously, Apple's on our Discord. You have to join our Discord server for it, but yeah, I know you're already in the server. So
I
Any
do want
other
to thank the
questions?
parent.
You're just
Oh, go
giving
on,
the role right now.
Go on, Jose. Talk.
Yeah, I do want to thank the para community for like helping out with like the timing stuff though, because they've been really great people with helping the para mode getting work done. Because being a person who hasn't actually played a lot of para since I think 2006, it's been like a while. So
Yeah, I only
Well,
played Para once, like at this awesome arcade in Markham, Ontario. That is basically just a gigantic redemption fest now. Oof, but yeah, I'd like to also thank the Para community for helping me get feedback on the new note skin I was working on. It's definitely a very nice design.
Also, don't forget to put the old one back. I do want the SM4 one in.
And we will be putting. You will still be able to
Then-
have the old one too. Don't worry.
OutFox gear will be sort of available Christmas time. I've got some ideas for some merch, but yeah, we'll have some OutFox shirts and stuff like that. So yeah, we will actually have some merch for people to wear. So
Several of my issues are weird ones, especially the
can
most
read.
recent discovery that. Oh.
it's just a clamp issue. PC Boy's going a little bit crazy. That's all.
and we get Debbie Narumi-chan merch.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm up for dabs.
I'm not sure that as well.
We'll
Apple.
see. We'll see. What about note skin feedback? You can play some of the game, Lero.
No, it's just. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom for a moment. Just leaving it on the
Okay.
side for now. I'll be back.
What do you mean, Narumi note skins? I suppose we could.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I was going to obviously show off the. I was going to show off the new input system, but due to some weirdness, we last minute glitch in the matrix. You'll just have to explain play it when we release. Oh yeah, the new Alpha 4.8. You can get the pre-alpha now if you're an alpha tester, or well, I think we're going to release it Friday, so you got a couple of days, and then we'll be releasing the new one. So what about making a new pump default note skin less saturated? Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Make an issue. It's not really a question, is it? That's more of an issue.
It's not, yeah, really sure.
Any other questions? No?
I don't think there is.
I think we're all right. There's a preview window planned for the effect screen. Do you want to answer that one, Jose? Try
Oh
not
yeah,
to
sure.
Spoil too
So-
much.
Yeah, it's definitely yeah. I'm gonna try to be kind of vague on it because it's a future thing technically. Back in a couple months ago, actually, someone I can actually pull it up from our issues page. Someone requested a gameplay preview element that would show up in game on selection that would basically preview the songs that you're usually playing right now. And I have been doing testing on that, and even gotten mocks to work on this specific notes field. It does still require a lot of testing though, because it's still in initial phases, so it kind of still crashes a lot, but it's getting there. I am planning on making it so it actually changes the mods dynamically, so you can kind of have an idea of what the mods are going to apply. But it will still need a lot of time to test because it is kind of unstable for now. It
Yeah,
is planned. But
We've got lots of stuff planned, haven't we? 5 is going to be probably... Yeah, so what we were looking at doing, every year we'll have a major version upgrade. So obviously we started with Alpha 4 last December, and Alpha 5 will be this December, so it's like our anniversary edition. Well, also, Shrimpo, that also may be your monitor issue, because I don't seem to have any issues with saturation. Lero, load up the default pump note skin.
Oh, I was actually already starting to play something in the groove mode, so... I was playing Mawaru, just...
Play this then, and then show me, because I want to see if it's oversaturated.
No, I'll
it could
switch over
that's
to
right,
that
play
after
it.
here.
Yeah, it's alright, play it in a minute. So yeah, Alpha 5 is going to be like a big update with lots of content, and those of you obviously that are in our server will know that it's from... we will be doing a major pump upgrade, so we will be doing another announcement on that close to the time. We've delayed it to December for Alpha 5 primarily because we're adding so much, and 2, I wanted to make sure that it was complete, so that the team are happy with what we're producing, so we're not rushing or doing anything bad. So yeah, I know there's obviously a lot of you want Alpha 5 now. You have to wait, unfortunately. So there will be an Alpha 4.8.5, a 4.9, and a 4.9.5 before we get to Alpha 5. Okay. So there's 3 more months left. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think you may have a monitor that's also very warm, just saturated. He died. He died.
That Necrodancer part always gets me.
Any fixes on MPS chart? Did we fix anything in courses, Jose?
We fixed the player options crashing on that. That was a bigger one that was mentioned and that I saw in quite a few streams. In terms of notes per second, though, that will need to be an Alpha 5 thing due to the fact that right now I actually rewrote the entire notes per second chart data manipulation on it in order to now account for fixing empty spaces, the way that it saves course data, and the way that it actually presents it.
You need to update your Mararu.
I
You've got
keep
the old
forgetting
code.
to, sorry.
You need to update
Yeah,
it.
you should probably get a newer version.
It uses the correct screen width.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got... The issue is as well, we don't want to overwhelm with too much stuff being released at once because, obviously we're trying to be as open and sort of community friendly as possible. So
I may actually backport it so it will present on one of these 4.8 builds. So.
Yeah, we could probably squeeze it out on one of the four builds, can't we, before Christmas?
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's we've been working pretty heavy, and it's been good fun.
It's been good fun except the input.
Oh, don't get me started on input. That's just glad when that's released.
Yeah.
But we don't need to fix obviously the bits that are missing.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, it's just a case of we're just carrying on and moving through. Any other questions before we wrap up, or anyone want to see anything or talk about anything before we go? You can talk, it's okay. You don't need to be a silent.
Oh, darn it.
So much for that.
Slow clap.
I probably could mention a thing that I'm actually planning on doing for the next build, because people mentioned a good issue right now that was specifically with the metronome. So we're planning on like separating that audio and also making it more clear as to where you can enable it, because it's really obscurely put into.
Yeah, the debug menu mentions nothing about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fix that. Yeah, metronome where definitely. And actually give it a proper metronome sound for once.
You should probably turn on noise suppression so you guys don't hear fan noise.
I was about to say,
Might
yeah,
be good.
I was about to mute you, so you're okay. You preempted me
I'm
muting
kind of stupid and I forget things.
you.
That's just how people are.
Yeah, 5.0 you're gonna have to just wait for, because it's a lot of work, but it'll be definitely worth it.
No.
Yeah, so load up the default theme and let's just default note scheme. Let's just see how.
Pump.
Let's just see. Maybe Tai Tai, I think, is going to come back into the game. We sort of added that in 5.0 a long time ago. So that red.
Where was my choice of colors?
No, I'm talking about saturation, you spoon. You are going to need to drop that down a touch, actually.
No, that is.
They are quite heavy. Yeah, they're not that bad, but if you've got a warm monitor or a slightly older monitor, they're going to be pretty intense. Or an AMO LED monitor, they're definitely going to be intense if you've got an AMO monitor. Yeah, okay, we can tweak that. It's a simple slight desaturation tweak.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to tweak. I still have the source files, as you should.
Yeah, so fix that. We might squeeze that in actually before 4.8 comes out. Actually, Lero, can you do that before tomorrow? At the end of tomorrow.
I could try. I can do that.
I may not want to do the same checks for the rhythm.
Do or do not.
Actually, I think I did a slightly more desaturated color for rhythm. Let's actually look at that. Maybe that might be a better color.
Okay, just do or do not. There is no try, remember.
No, it's just.
Yeah, so we're looking at. We've got guitar mode still to work on. Jouse's baby.
Oh no.
I found some other code from way back when, which is looking interesting as well. But we're going to add back. Are you going to, Jouse? Are you going to add? Are we going to keep Fox Mania's Tai Tai, or are we going to make a new one?
Make a new one.
Okay.
We can reuse the node skins, but the way I implemented it, it was really early CPP stages for me, so it wasn't that good.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know what Tai Tai is, just all I need to say is Taiko, and you'll know what it is. So the game mode will be called Tai Tai. What else was there? Should we expect any new pump skins? There will be new pump stuff, yes. Any plans on futurely improving autogen? Yes. If you want to help work with us on that, Sheepy, you're more than welcome. There's lots of stuff that needs to be worked on in autogen. There's lots of algorithms that have been used since. So yeah, we do need to improve autogen, because autogen as well also favors left and up more than any other arrow. That was something that PC Boy noticed as well. There is always try except, but there's also throw as well, Furious.
I'll throw you out of the server.
Well, the idea is to not throw.
Yeah. Well, you can catch as well, but I don't want to catch any of you.
Shouldn't have to throw.
Mm-hmm. And no, we're not doing OSU mode. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so that's the thing. There's lots of stuff we're doing. That's Super Shuffle. I was talking about autogen. Can you? Do these people listen? Do they listen? No. What? So you want us to basically do Osu Mania, which is actually a rehash of Step Mania with extra steps. Is that pretty much it? Like, it's not really going to be that difficult to. It's not really going to be that.
A note skin.
We've got that sort of thing. Well, Haley's done one as well. Don't forget. It wouldn't be that hard to write a parser if people really want to.
I know that I've said this before, but a parser would be fantastic.
So it's sort of like, yeah, it's just like we would be emulating an emulator of an emulator, because obviously Osu copy us in the first place, so we would be copying a copy of a copy.
Copyception.
Yeah.
You see, rhythm games have layers, ogres have layers.
Oh, Osu has layers.
Don't care.
Osu has layers. Stepmania has layers. We both have layers.
So yeah, it's been a fun month. But otherwise, yeah, we're not clicking on the screen. I'm not wasting mouse mode for fucking Osu. Go away. Other than that, yeah, it's been a busy month. We've got loads of other stuff to do. We'll get a build out for you.
It's all just a copy of Parappa.
What?
That's just what.
Kick,
BCL
punch,
saying.
it's all in the mind.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we can't do too many modes, but we're going to have to obviously adjust our mode screen with some new information, and we'll have a beginner mode and stuff like that. Can mouse mode be clickable on arrows? It's possible. Does Stepmania accept spaces and note skin names? Not yet, but it's a possibility. We can do all this stuff. It's quite easy to do. Yeah, it's Parappa. Always has been. Yeah, 2 P's.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It would be neat to have touch support for the arrows, because you could do interesting things like that.
We actually do have 2 key mode. We just don't enable it. We actually can do a single key as well.
Yeah, we actually do have a single key.
We can do, what is it? We can do 1 to 18 key now, can't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all the keys.
Pop and doubles.
Do you really want to do pop and doubles? Two pop and controllers next to each
No!
other? Can you
I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah. There's a reason why I didn't do para doubles. There's a reason why I didn't do that.
The people actually want to do that with a 360, with a 2 sensors together.
Oh, really?
So we fixed it so 2 sensors can work together now. So.
Oh, might as well add them.
Yeah. Well, we will need to get Deluxe to test with 2 sensors.
Sure.
can you not scream? So what am I saying? I think that would be crazy if we rip off Osumania, which is a rip off of us in the first place. It's a bit
Is that like becoming the monster that you were fighting?
Sometimes people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've got for this month. You know, there's been major optimizations. The game does run faster for some reason, though we haven't actually done really that much optimization this month. But it does actually run faster. So it does on my machine, which is also weird. So that's a good thing, I guess. Obviously, extra FPSs and you know, it's all good. Still planning to grab keyboard input on launch. We don't need to do that anymore, Lightning. That works automatically now. We can double check it though, but I don't need to click it anymore to do any input. Yeah, it was just a case of having a quick. We delayed this one obviously because we wanted to make sure that the input system was fixed first, because as of 2004 Windows update, a lot of people can't play the game, so we had to make sure obviously there was a methodology for people to be able to play the game. So adding back the legacy input for the Joy Motion should save us a lot of hassle and a lot of redundant issues being made on our tracker. So that's what's cool. And yeah, we will make a new input tutorial now that we've got the two methodologies. So those of you that obviously have older controllers and are having problems with them, you know, you can just switch into legacy mode for that game and play using the old game modes. So that's correct. Parastar, ironically, we fixed the ParaParaParadise bug with Parastar. So we actually went back to the original code from 2009 to fix the bug, because it was a bug in Vista that Windows have reintroduced. So I just needed to get the correct entry point for the controller. But yeah, the original Parastar code. Thankfully, Jose had a copy of it in his archive way back from 2010, and I was able to patch the code. Yeah, it was great, and it works flawlessly now. So my ParaPara controller works fine on Windows 10. You don't need to faff around with it in Linux and Mac OS because it runs automatically. Most of the controller. Play some games, Lero. What are you sitting on fucking settings for, guy?
I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, it's just a case of like getting bits done and dusted. It's been a slow process, and there's stuff that Jose's doing as well, which will shock quite a few of the community when it comes out. So it's going to be quite exciting. But we'll talk about that probably next month when you've got a bit more to talk about, Jose. Yeah. Right. Are there any more questions before we wrap up? Because we're almost up to an hour. So, and we will start doing a few more streams. I have to admit, we probably should be doing this weekly rather than monthly, even if we just play some songs and talk to you guys. So we'll probably start doing that this month, where we stream every, say, Friday or something, make an actual schedule. And you can have we'll switch between like who's playing. With me, it'll probably be Animal Crossing or Diva or Groove Coaster or something shit like that, and we'll just talk and play some games and stuff. But yeah, if you've got any more questions, please either type in the Twitch chat, even if it's just saying hello, you are more than welcome, or you can talk in voice context in the server. But if you've got any more questions, please just don't hesitate to ask. Okay. You missed the whole dev stream because of a dentist appointment. Savage.
That's a big goof.
Tooth hurty?
Very big.
Tooth hurty, yeah. you just get that?
No, I'm just looking at the emote that Nickel put.
See that? 230. 230? 230? Yeah? No? My genius is wasted on you guys.
It's 2:30 Pacific.
230. There you go.
I can't believe you exist.
Yeah? No? 230, yeah? 350. Right, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think 48 Productions was gonna ask us. Or not.
No, PC Boy. You mean both at once? PC Boy. Yes, I have a working version of both at once, but we've got to adapt it. So there will be it's going to be probably an Alpha 5 thing, because me and Kid have got to make sure that it works with mods and doesn't break the engine internally. So both at once is coming to Stepmania 5. It's just a case of, at the moment, I want to make sure that we don't do it in a way that causes lag, for one. But there's a really nice way of us doing it in the new input handler. But I've got to make sure, obviously, that anything that uses the new both at once doesn't break any mods. So we've got to do a double check on it. But yes, both at once or doubled input. Doubled input, you are talking about both at once here, aren't you, PC Boy?
I think they're talking about the weird note skin shenanigans they've run into, though.
Well, that's not doubled input, is it?
Well, the way he describes it.
Hitting a key and holding another one results in a more visible color. What?
They made a GitHub issue.
It's not a doubled input. That's a blending issue. I haven't even looked at that yet. You know, I do unfortunately have a life and a business to run. But yes, I will look into it. I didn't know that was a thing. I've not looked through everything yet. But yes, I'll look into it. Probably a blending issue. You probably need to answer this one, Jose.
So timing windows are loaded by a script. So if you go to your root directory and go to the scripts folder, you see there's a Lua file called timing.lua. In there you can see the lists for every single Lua timing window that is available for the game, alongside the timings available for them, going all the way from Proc W1 to W5, the hold, roll, mine hit, and checkpoints. The way that it works is that the engine has two methods of inputting the judgment timing. One of them is the Lua timing, and the other one is the internal timing. You can toggle which one, whatever you like in your theme, by using common and then use advanced judgments, either true or false. Depending on the timing mode that you have enabled, you can then choose whatever timing mode you want, and then when you go to gameplay, that timing mode will be loaded into memory and it will be used as the data to check whatever offset you're using or whatever offset you got from a node, and it will compare for the timing. And it's almost entirely theme side, although not really, because this is actually a two-step process, because when you hit a node, the offset is sent to the game, and the game will calculate that. But when you're using the advanced judgment, which is the Lua timing, the score type will be sent back to Lua, so then you can use the Lua timing to compare what judgment and what score you got, and then it will send it back to the engine to then process that data. So it's not actually entirely theme side. It's a two-step process.
Jubo is asking about any progress on SM Online.
Right, so SM Online, yeah, I can help with that one. Right, so we've got the initial database planned. We're going to start drawing up features and a wish list from you guys after Christmas. It will be probably heading towards an Alpha 6 release. I'm hoping to make it a 5.5, so next summer. But we haven't also decided fully what features we're going to include and what you guys are looking for in a community hub. So We've got like a database design planned. We've got new hashing and stats stuff designed. It's just a case now of waiting until Alpha 5 is finished. As I said, steps. We've got to do stuff in order. So once Alpha 5 is finished, then we can start focusing on that a lot more. So yes, it is on the roadmap, and it will be worked on literally in the spring. So yeah, we're getting there. Any other questions?
Okay. So now for your asking like how you would add it on your team. So the way to add it to your theme is actually quite simple. In your theme's metrics, you just have to add a bracket that says common, then toggle the use advanced judgments and set it to true, so it now uses the Lua adjustments. Then you need to set a default judgment, which will be the fallback, as if the player doesn't have this judgment graphic, then we'll use this one that is defined on the metrics. Then you're gonna need to attach, if you're planning on modifying your gameplay background to be something else, then you'll need to attach the Lua timing module that is available on fallback. So you just need to call the load module function, to use it. But if you don't plan on using that, you just need to put the little thing on the metrics, and you're pretty much good to go to use the timing judgment. If you need to use the timing window selector and everything, then you'll have to add the line by Lua. Not really by Lua. You'll have to add the line in the metrics, so it uses that option row. So you'll have to load it by your option row, since it's a system option. Keep in mind that the timing window is effective for both players. So there were issues posted on our repo that actually asked about if we could actually do player-specific timings, but we're still in talks with that. About it, like if we should do that.
Any other questions on the Twitch side?
Not that I see on Twitch.
Yeah, can't see any. So yeah, I'll just re-announce again for the few people that have joined on the stream. Welcome. This is the dev stream for Team Risu. We're almost actually finished, but we will be releasing Alpha 4.8 on Friday, which should be the 14th. My memory's gone to shit. Yeah, it'll be the 14th. And I know there's a lot of stuff to take in. This build is actually quite heavy for a mid-update. That's sort of why we skipped 4.7, because this one is pretty much two levels worth of mod. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so I'll post an update, and we'll be code freezing tomorrow. For those of you that are doing alpha or Patreon testing, there'll be a build there for you to play with just before we freeze and release to the general public, so you guys can have a quick play and make sure that we've not broken anything. And obviously, we do appreciate every bug report, even if it is 2 pixels being out of the wrong place in the banner. To be honest with you, if you're noticing things like pixels being out of place, clearly, the game's good enough for you to be staring and looking for bugs like that. So it's great. The set position is in progress. 48 Productions. We're gonna Zhao Sui and I are gonna work on that one. We already had added it to 5.0, but due to the great bugs in the sky, we lost the code, so we're going to redo it again. So yes, that's on our roadmap. I don't want to see cursed stuff. God. I look forward to seeing what you guys are going to be creating with the new mod stuff. It's going to be good fun. There will be other bits and pieces that we will be adding, depending on what craziness NITG release, obviously. Mod stuff. We haven't actually got much mod stuff for this alpha, have we?
Yeah, I've mainly just been working on modifier documentation.
We've just been doing documentation, yeah. So the other factor that will be happening while Jose and a couple of the other guys work on Alpha 5 Kid's been working on mod documentation with examples, and I'll be putting it up on Moondance. And then there'll be brand new theme documentation based off 5.3, and there will be like tutorial videos, and we'll actually go through and do proper documentation so you guys can have examples and moving forward. And yeah, when we've got time to move on to the editor, the editor will be getting some love. Again, Alpha 5 thing, just patience, Padawan. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, and to be honest with you, I dislike the way that the current documentation is written as if the person knows how to program. That's incorrect, because the average person that needs the theme should be able to just do their assets and then see an example of how to put that into what they need to do, and they shouldn't have to learn fucking Lua to do that. It angers me with the way that the Lua system is at the moment. So that is not going to be part of our system, because I'm a qualified computer science lecturer. So yes, just exactly like that. We can even do it on a Twitch stream and do like Twitch modding tutorials and then put them up on YouTube once they're done. It'll give us a bit of a creative output, because me and you have been swamped in the C++ for quite a while, bud. We need a bit of a break.
We really do. I really need a break.
Yeah. So you could even look at doing the tie note skins or something. Do that as a tutorial, or custom Lua timings and things. There's loads of stuff we can do. So it's just a case of we need to make sure that we don't fall into the trap of coding so fucking much, which is what we're doing at the moment. We're really guilty of it. We've got so much stuff that we've done. Where's the paperwork, or where's the documentation for it? How can people learn about it for when we go open source? There's no information. So I can sort of see why people are pissed with us at the moment. So, and that needs to change, because we're not necessarily, we are a bit of a black box, obviously, while we're working on the engine, but there is no need for us to hide or, follow the path of the previous SM developers, because we don't need to do that. We have a good team here, and we've got a good experienced team of modders and coders here. So moving forward, that's what I want to happen. So input handling as well is going to be different, because we've got your PC Boy. We've now added a legacy input handler as well. So OutFox has 3 different input handlers now. Yes, and we'll also be supporting RAW in preparation for SMX native as well. So yeah, that'll be the 4th input handler. So yes, that's what's coming over the pipeline over the rest of the summer and autumn. I've got a load of pump code to add, new note styles, judgments, mods as well. We've got to fix those, haven't we, kid?
Yeah.
Possible column specific. What else? We've got loads of stuff, haven't we? It's just garbage. Yeah, so as I said, we'll be working through, and it angers me that there's a Tycho video behind this. And I will get some chibi taiko drums done for Tai mode, so you guys can actually play with like different character bits. So I think that'll be fun. All right. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Unless you've got any other questions, we've got like about a minute left. We'll wrap up but we'll definitely start doing some more regular Twitch streaming, because I know you guys just want to see more of what we do, because we tend to stream too much on Discord, and we should really be streaming on here so you guys get to see what we're up to. So yeah. What's stretching Narumi into a drum shape?
What?
Sick person are you, man?
That's not a good idea, dead on.
Don da don. No,
that just seems so wrong.
I'll have our professional artist draw some more artwork. It's okay. I'm really happy with how she's drawn Narumi. It's great. So, all right. I don't think there's any more questions. I think we're good. Mori's being special. Other than that, I think are we Gucci? Are we bueno?
One last question.
Taikojiro, yes. We will plan to support Taikojiro. There is a written parser already for it in My Dragon's branch. So yes, we will support Jiro. I've got to double check it. If you've got a load of TJ files, I might add you to the special Tai branch when we start working on it then, so you can test it. Same for BMS as well. When we start working on BMS files, I'm going to need someone or a group of you guys to start doing some severe testing with that mode. Because the thing is, dance has been done to death, but the other modes have not. You know, we've got like 5 different forks of pump, and all of them are pretty much like a decade old. Even if they're brand new releases, they're based off a decade-old version of the game. You know, we don't have any para modes apart from Parastar, and again, that was created in 2010. So you see what I mean? It's time to, you know, give some love to the other modes. So, you know, yeah, it's just a case of the other modes are going to get some love, and that's what we've always been promising. Because dance, yeah, So2 Jam is, and DJ Max, yeah, they're both going to be supported.
Maybe even Easy 2 DJ.
Well, don't count your chickens. Calm down. Calm down.
We don't even have the eggs yet, do we?
No. And also, we can't do Easy 2 until TT Final's done. So we're not doing that yet. Because that would anger me. And I also have some Easy 2 cabs, so I don't really want to piss off the company. So.
Oh, Time Traveler.
Yeah. Time Traveler. It's a mode of Easy 2 AC.
Well, a version of it.
Same difference.
Sheepy, don't ask us questions about autogen. We have not looked into it, like, at all. There are certain parts of the code we just don't look at yet. Give us a chance, mate. Give us a chance. All right. If that's everything, I know. Well, ask 2002 Chris or 2002 Glenn. So will the theme of that theme be called Postmortem?
No.
God.
Shall I just kick him from the server now?
Yeah, just bonk him in the head or something.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. So thank you all for tuning in. We will promise that we'll start doing more regular streams. Me and Joust will probably do something on a Friday. And you guys should actually start streaming on here more, to be honest. But yeah. Any other questions? No?
I don't think so.
No? All right. So let's wrap up. Left 4 Dead Community Day stream. We could do Left 4 Dead 2. Yeah, I'll be up for that. Bro, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh, bro. Oh, sorry, there was YouTube autoplay just playing more stuff after I played the bonk sound effect earlier.
Slow clap.
Sorry about that. Stupid YouTube.
You have failed me for the last time.
All right, that's it then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do same time, same channel next month, and we'll announce in DevStream, in Dev Builds. So if you're not following our server, you know where it is. Moondance, projectmoon.dance, and it's on there. And yeah, that's it. If you want to come and join the server, talk to us, complain at us, go for it. Other than that, yeah, let's wrap up for today, bud. And yeah, no worries. if you guys have got any problems with the game, obviously come in. We do support other versions of Stepmania, so 5.1, 5.0. Though most of the time, if you've got a difficult bug, we'll just tell you to upgrade to OutFox because, you know, it fixes all the bugs. But yeah, so. All right. Okay. Good night, guys, and we'll see you soon. Yeah, Lero should actually add the Discord to the server info. All right. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you up with you soon. All right. Bye-bye.